close. Titans coach Mike Vrabel said his players have the entire organization's support to remain in the locker room during the pre-game national anthem. Jason Wolf, USA Today Network. Tennessee. Corey Davis was everything you'd expect to see and everything you'd expect to hear this week. He was long striding all over the Tennessee Titans practice field, big and quick, snatching passes out of the air and turning upfield. He was doing extra work with Marcus Mariota after it was over, then more on his own with the jugs machine. And he was saying this about a second NFL season in which he will be the second most important player on his team. I'm not proving anything to anyone. That sounds harsh, but I've got a lot to prove to myself. All these outside expectations, whatever they may say, they can keep saying it. But I know what I'm capable of, and my expectations are higher than anyone else's that they can put on me. I know what I'm going to get out of myself, and this team as well. More. Titans 2017 draft class. Corey Davis, Adoree Jackson. Looking to build on rookie seasons. The most important player, obviously, is Mariota, entering his fourth season with his third head coach, Mike Vrabel, and fourth offensive coordinator, Matt LaFleur. If he can, please forgive me, flourish in this new system, the Titans can build on their first playoff win in 14 years. I don't see it happening, not to the extent necessary, if Davis doesn't become a top-flight no. 1 receiver in 2018, that's a lot to put on a second-year player who is still recovering from ankle surgery a year ago and whose rookie year was largely washed out by recurring hamstring issues. But much was heaped on Davis when the Titans picked him number 5 overall in the 2017 draft. Expectations of a massive leap, at a position that sees them often in year 2, are fair. This is a pick that absolutely has to be a hit, with the Titans presumably soon to be shelling out massive contracts to left tackle Taylor Lewin, and then Mariota. Beyond that, this is a 2018 receiving core with one established commodity in Richard Matthews, an abundance of youth and a lack of depth. The makeup of this roster demands something in the neighborhood of 80 catches and 1,000 yards from Davis. Davis did most of his good work late. Titans rookie wide receiver Corey Davis is expected to play against the Ravens on Sunday after missing 5 games with a hamstring injury. Jason Wolf, USA Today Network. Tennessee. Here's what isn't fair, looking at anything Davis did or didn't do last season and projecting him as a disappointment. As it is with Mariota and a lot of players in this violent sport, durability is always a concern, but the receiver John Robinson, drafted to be a centerpiece, could be glimpsed in 2017, shrouded as he was by a problematic hamstring and problem-filled defense. 6'3", 209-pound Davis was not a burner at Western Michigan and was never going to be a burner in the NFL. That doesn't mean he can't be great. Change of speed, change of direction, precise routes, physicality, hands, these are his tools. Once the hammy finally cooled down on Davis late in the season and he got more reps, he started to look like an NFL player. More. Titans to host Buccaneers for joint preseason practices. Davis had 9 catches for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns, both in a season-ending loss at New England, won a gorgeous one-handed grab to beat one of his newest teammates, Malcolm Butler, in the Titans' 2 playoff games. Of his 43 catches for 473 yards, 15 of the catches and 189 of the yards were collected from Christmas Eve on, when the guy is healthy. Titans tight end Delanie Walker said Wednesday of Davis, "He can be whoever he wants to be on the field. Autoplay show thumbnails show captions last slide next slide." Davis says he's all good now, though he did complain of a neck cramp just before speaking with reporters. Maybe he was having a flashback. Davis always was professional as a rookie, but the strain of a season that saw him miss 5 games and barely register in many others was all over his face as the season progressed. The answers got shorter and harder to elicit. Most of these guys claim some level of immunity to the chatter outside the fishbowl, but few of them actually attain it. More Titans. Taylor Lewin have yet to discuss contract extension. Honestly, I stay away from most of that, the good and the bad. But it's everywhere, Davis said of that chatter. It's Twitter, it's Instagram, it's just this world, that's how it is. You can't run from it. But I accept it, I embrace it, and he can change it, though he said his primary motivation is to prove to himself that I can play in this league, that I can play with anyone, can play with the best of them. Davis said. It pretty much comes down to that. Davis on Titans' new offense. We're hyped up by photo. Titans wide receiver Corey Davis, 84, warms up during practice at St. Thomas Sports Park Tuesday, May 22, 2018, in Nashville, Tennessee. Photo, George Walker IV, the Tennessean. This was the Davis we remembered from before the rookie season started to slip away, confident and frank, saying of last season, I mean, I can't throw it out. I learned a lot about myself. It was definitely a tough year, I'm not going to lie. There was ups, there was downs, but I'm a man of faith and I trusted my God with everything in me. I trusted his path, and saying of LaFleur's offense, our receiver room, we're hyped up. We're excited about this new coaching staff, excited about the new opportunities that are ahead of us. I know what I'm going to get out of each one of those guys in that room, and this team. More Titans supporting players who remain in locker room for national anthem. He was everything you'd expect to see and hear. It's the spring, the time for optimistic vows, and Vrabel said he has noticed Davis in the weight room early and on the practice field late, getting in extra work. Mariota spoke last week of the chemistry he's building with Davis, and of the benefit of that second year in the NFL when, it's like a sigh of relief, you understand the situation, you understand what's expected of you. Not that Davis has had any confusion about that since his draft night. These guys, J-Rob, he believed in me, Davis said of Robinson. He picked me at 5 and I've just got to prove to myself that I'm definitely worth that pick. And I will. Contact Joe Rexroad at jrexroad@tennessean.com and follow him on Twitter at JoeRexroad.